Hello and welcome to Rajya Sabha Television. You're watching The Big Picture with me, Frank Razan Pereira. Political parties are out of the purview of the RTI Act, the Election Commission said in an order which is contrary to the Central Information Commission's directive, bringing 6 national parties under the transparency law. The poll panel statement, which may prove to be controversial, came while deciding the appeal of an RTI applicant seeking to know donations collected by 6 national parties who are brought under the ambit of the transparency law by the CIC in June 2013. 6 national parties, the BJP, Congress, the BSP, the NCP, the CPI and the CPIM, for which information was sought by the applicant, were brought under the ambit of the RTI Act by a full bench of the Commission on June 3, 2013. The Trinamool Congress was recognized as the 7th national party in September 2016. The order has not been challenged in the higher courts, but the political parties have refused to entertain the RTI applications directed at them. Several activists have approached the Supreme Court on the grounds of non-compliance of the CIC order, and the matter is pending. On this edition of The Big Picture, we will analyze if political parties are or are not out of the purview of the RTI Act. Joining me on the program today are S.Y. Qureshi, former Chief Election Commissioner, Satyendra Mishra, former Chief Information Commissioner, Shekhar Iyer, political editor of the Deccan Herald, and R.P. Singh of the BJP. Thank you to all my guests for joining me on this edition of The Big Picture. Let me start the program by going across to Dr. S.Y. Qureshi. Dr. Qureshi, as far as this particular issue is concerned, the RTI and political parties, the CIC made it very clear in June 2013 that all the national parties will have to be brought under the ambit of the RTI. Yet the EC now, in the latest development, has said that that cannot be the case. What's the issue really?
Well, number one, I don't know at what level the decision was taken, because I read in the papers that it was the legal officer of the commission whose statement the whole thing is based on. But my understanding is that CIC was very specific, and the concerned CIC is with you in the studio, that the political party should be under the purview of the CIC. That was the stand of Election Commission also, if I remember it right, and I also feel that is how it should be. Considering that there is no stay on that order, there may be an appeal pending against it in the Supreme Court, but at the moment Supreme Court has not given any stay. That means CIC's order should be implemented. So my own feeling is that that should be the case, and I really don't know what are the reasons to the contrary in front of the Election Commission.
Sure. Mr. Mishra, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, because you were the CIC at the when this particular order was issued.
I am really extremely surprised to see the response of the Election Commission, the appellate authority in the Election Commission. I think that would be proper to not to say Election Commission, but the appellate authority within the Election Commission, who seems to have passed this order. If it has the approval of the Commission, Election Commission, I would not know. Mr. Qureshi just now spoke, and he said that the Election Commission, as per his understanding, was always in support of the CIC's decision. So this order by the appellate authority holding that the information sought by some citizens should not be disclosed is really surprising. In fact, since the Election Commission is also like the CIC is interested in bringing about transparency in the working of our political parties, I thought that they would always support and disclose all information which was in their position. So I am surprised, because our order was unequivocal as far as these 6 political parties were concerned. They were to be brought under the RTI. They were to provide all the information sought from them, which was permissible under the RTI. Under the RTI, as you know, there are several information which need not be disclosed. They are exempt. So political parties would also be free not to disclose that information. But information regarding whatever is supposed to be disclosed must be disclosed.
Okay, fair enough. Let me bring in the political panelist on the
Before
program now.
Come on. Can you
Yeah.
ask him the exemptions? What are the exemptions?
Yeah, sure.
That's a crucial point.
Yeah, sure. Mr. R.P. Singh wants to know what are the exemptions really as far as political parties are concerned.
Section 8 of the Right to Information Act gives a list of 10, different pieces of items of information which need not be disclosed. The one is that information which is against the sovereignty or the strategic interest of the country, against the good relationship with a friendly foreign government, any information which will lead, disclosure of which will lead to the contempt of court, or would be against the privilege of the parliament or state assembly, information which is held in in confidence, information which is disclosure of which would lead to some adverse effect on an investigation or inquiry underway, personal information, and so on. I think I have listed about 7 of them.
Yes.
In all, there are 10 types of information which are exempt. The information which the political parties, in this present case, if donations made to the political parties was the subject matter of the information sought, I do not understand how the political parties, if they were to deal with this under RTI, how would they, decide not to disclose this?
Right.
On their behalf, the Election Commission has decided not to disclose it. That is the surprising thing.
Okay. Okay. R.P. Singh, what's wrong in making it public, where you're getting your donations from?
Well, every penny which we get from public, and especially our government has gone further down that we can't take the cash donation more than 2,000 rupees, and also that we have brought out a bond for the election funding also. So any penny which comes is already with the Election Commission, and we don't need to hide it, and with income tax authorities. So anyone can approach income tax authority or Election Commission to get the release of the funding.
But the Election Commission has said no.
Give me a minute. But that's between Election Commission and the Information Commission, not between the political parties. So let Election Commission decide on it, or let the Income Tax Department decide on it, what they want to divulge, what they want to divulge. But from our side, all records are there with the Election Commission. And also, as far, I don't know, Mishra ji probably missed out it, or he among the last 3 which he said he didn't spell it out. The decision taken by political parties can't be made public, because we are not a public body at all. I mean, I'm prepared to debate on this, that we don't treat ourselves as a public body, because we, although we come under the term of that we tell the nation what to do, what not to do, we contest elections and all, but we don't come under, we are not under the domain of public body. We don't get any financial help, and we don't get any state election funding. When this can happen only once the state starts election funding, and then the political parties will be answerable to the government.
Okay, sure. Shekhar Iyer, let me bring you into the picture now. So where does the matter stand now? I mean, because the Election Commission says one thing, the CIC said another thing in 2013, which is the appellate body that is responsible for something like this. So where does it stand?
Well, you see, even when the CIC had given that decision, at that time also political parties gave the same argument which Mr. R.P. Singh made today, that we do not get public funding, therefore we are not bound to disclose. And that is not under RTA, because RTA covers public bodies that receive public money. So hence answerable to public in terms of whether it is funding or their decision making mechanism or their organization structure, whatever. Now, on the other hand, political parties have also raised the question as to how CIC alone can decide on this. This is not a matter just to be decided by CIC. So I think now, unless...
But isn't the CIC the final authority?
No, it is the final authority, but in this matter, they maintain how can CIC take a decision. So therefore, I think now, since already there is a petition pending in the Supreme Court, unless it comes from the highest court of the land, political parties do not seem to be inclined to do it. Now, on the face of it, you see, the problem is the political parties are not just bothered about, worried about being forced to disclose their funding. I think they are also worried about questions being asked as to a lot of decisions that are taken in terms of, say, from selection of candidates to selection of their party leaders to election to various bodies within the organization. or a particular call that is taken, why you want to form a government in X place and why not in another place. See, if all these were to come to public domain, probably they fear their own internal mechanism will get exposed, and they could get more RTI pleas from their own people who would ask why a particular candidate was given, why not the other. So these are, fears which is actually clouding their approach to this whole issue. But from the people's point of view, this kind of approach by the political parties will be seen as stonewalling any attempt to, for the people to know how a political party functions.
Right.
So therefore, this is a debate that could see all the political parties are on the one side, at least the major ones, and versus the activists.
This is probably the only issue where all the political parties are together and fighting for something together. I'm just going to come to you. I'm just going to come to you because Mr. Mishra has been putting up his hand for a longer time. So let me go across to him first. Mr. Mishra,
Yes. Yeah, Mr. Singh raised the question that the political parties do not receive any funding from the government, and so therefore how could they be public authorities? In the Right to Information Act, the body which is supposed to disclose information is public authority. It doesn't have to be actually the government. And if you read the June 2013 order of the CIC, we have very categorically mentioned how the political parties receive indirect funding from the government. Imagine a political party whose annual income is 300 crore rupees. If it were to pay, if it was not exempt from payment of income tax, it would be paying 30% of income tax like you and I pay if our income is beyond a certain limit. So if a political party having an annual income of 300 crore rupees is being given exemption of 100 crore rupees, that 100 crore rupees is an indirect funding to that body. So this was one of the arguments that we had placed in our order. In any case, our order was never challenged by the political parties either before the High Court of Delhi or before the Supreme Court. On the other hand, the private citizens who had sought the information, that is the ADR and Mr. Subhash Agrawal, these were the people who went to the Supreme Court requesting the Supreme Court to ensure that the CIC order was implemented. So therefore, this argument is disingenuous to say that the political parties do not receive any funding from the government or from the public. Second point is that about what information the political parties need not disclose. Like supposing somebody would be asking about their internal decision about whom to give the ticket or whom not to give the ticket, that information is already exempt under the Right to Information Act. In fact, there is a section in the same section 8, there is a provision that disclosure of any information which would adversely impede one's competitiveness. Like for example, a company, if I are to ask the company about a particular product that they are making, and they would say that if we disclose this information, our competitiveness in the market will be adversely affected, so we won't give the information. So the political parties will also get the same benefit.
Right.
So it is not as if the political parties, once they come under the RTI, are supposed to disclose every bit of information. They aren't.
Okay, there is some information that they can withhold.
Is not very valid.
Right.
They can withhold, and very legitimately withhold, because the law permits them to withhold.
Sure. Yes, RP. Mr. Qureshi, I'm going to come to you in just a bit, but before that, RP Singh first.
As far as issue of funding goes, and there's a difference between funding and debate. I mean, you're talking about debate and then funding. They're two different things. And if you have to talk about debate, then there are more than 10,000 NGOs which work in country, which should be under the purview of RTI again. So there's an issue which is a grey area, which need to be probably more taken to, probably court need to take a call or to be discussed further. But because if you start, the problem with us is if you start with the issue of funding, which we already filed, our all income, our tax and our all revenues and all our expenditure, we already filed with the income tax and the election commission. But tomorrow, if just starts here and it extends to tomorrow. Who's the party president? How he is the party president? Why this person has been made the party office bearer and all? And there are a lot of things which will come up. There's the fear which political parties have, and then which is a genuine fear.
But he says that there are safeguards for that as well.
Sir,
that kind of information does not have to be revealed.
That's what I'm saying. You start with something tomorrow, it might expand to that. That's the fear which I'm saying. So my thing is that why don't, and then there's no state funding at all. There's a rebate. There's a difference between the rebate and the funding. And if you go with the rebate, then there are many more organizations which come under the purview of the RTI then.
Okay.
And including a lot of media houses also.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. Qureshi, go ahead.
There are two things. One, Mr. Satyanand Mishra very rightly said the income tax rebate is a hell of a lot of concession. Besides that, there are three other ways the political parties are subsidized. One, the prime properties which they have been given in the Lutyens' Delhi or in different parts of the country. Number two, secondly, they are given free electoral roll, which also costs a lot of money. They are given free airtime on public broadcasting system, radio and television. All these are the direct benefits which involve a lot of money. Secondly, the Information Act was passed by the political parties themselves. And once it comes to implementation over the political parties, they are taking a unilateral decision not to implement it. It's extremely unfair and illegal. Now, they should have got a stay from the High Court or from the Supreme Court. They haven't done it either. And just because the appeal is pending, it may be pending for the next 20 years, and their unilateral decision not to implement it, that is grossly against the spirit of the law. They are violating the law with impunity, a law which they themselves made. That's not fair.
Okay, I'm just going to come to you, RP Singh, but before that, let me get in Shekhar Iyer also. That's a very valid point that is being raised by the other panelists as to why the political parties have not gone to court to try and settle this matter.
Well, in fact, all the political parties decided not to even challenge this order.
Yes.
So therefore, right now with Election Commission coming in between, it has created a very odd situation, because you have the CIC which has ruled in favor, and then there is an appellate body of EC which says this not be done. So now with this kind of situation, political parties I do not see a political party willing to come and do it unless there is a ruling from the Supreme Court. Because before that, I don't see a political, because even for yesterday's, even for this Election Commission's decision, we are getting various reactions, including parties like the left parties. Even left parties are dead against it. Though they would want a more transparent approach towards disclosing the funding of parties. At least the funding part should come out, but they are not very keen about other aspects.
Right.
Notwithstanding the safeguards which our former CIC says is there. So this is a debate that is going to continue, but I see a lot of public pressure building upon this, because this kind of approach will appear that political parties have joined hands in somehow trying to shield themselves from some kind of a public scrutiny. This is not going to go in favor of political parties, because it will appear that when it comes to issues like this, they are all together. What is it that they are scared that they do not want the public to know?
Right. What is it that you're scared about, RP Singh? Mr. Shekhar Iyer is also suggesting that birds of a feather flock together.
Okay. All our decisions are already public through various newspaper and various news channels. They make it public. They come to know what are the political decisions and how the political processes are happening. And as far funding goes, as far I said revenue and expenditure goes, this already filed with income tax. So there's nothing which is being hidden as far as the public goes. They can go to any of these authorities and check, and they can regularly follow the media and understand how the parties are functioning. But as Qureshi Sahab was saying that you get a lot of subsidized land here, sir, it's not only us. It's a lot of media houses get, a lot of NGOs get. So every media house, including, we have to challenge then every media house in every state who should be under the purview of the RTI also. And also, whereas you say that we get some electoral rolls, we'll appreciate. Please charge those electoral rolls, whatever are given to us. Don't give them free at all. You can charge them for, because now is a digitized time. You can always send a CD, or should be downloaded. We don't need printouts. They can be downloaded. They should be downloaded from the Election Commission website. There's a better way. So there's nothing which is subsidized as far, because if that parameters is applied, then that is applied to many 10,000 or 20,000 people. I don't know the number, but more bodies has to be done under the same parameter then.
Let it be applied is what the public is saying. At the end of the day, we want everyone to be under the ambit of the RTI. Remains to be seen how public pressure, of course, builds up in the days to come. Taking the discussion forward, starting with Mr. Mishra. What is the way forward then, Mr. Mishra? How do we put an end to this problem?
Yeah, you know, there is a serious shortcoming in the Right to Information Act. Unlike most other laws of this kind, in the RTI Act, there is no provision for the CIC or any authority to enforce its own decisions. So the parties like the bodies like political parties can with impunity not implement the order of the CIC, and nothing will happen to them. Had it been a court order, as you know, there would be a contempt of court proceeding. Unfortunately, in the RTI Act, there is no such provision. That is the reason why the information seekers had gone before the Supreme Court of India to request the Supreme Court to intervene and get the CIC order implemented. But as it happens with most of the RTI things before the courts, these appeals, these SLPs of the these writ petitions of the information seekers have been pending for years now. I mean, 2013 was the order passed, and we are in 2018. And if I recall, the parties had gone to the Supreme Court somewhere around 14 or 15. So 3 years since then, nothing has been decided. So I don't see that the courts would also really intervene unless there is a great media and public pressure on everybody.
Right.
To resolve this entire matter.
You know, Dr. Qureshi, giving the authorities or the concerned bodies more teeth, do you believe that's the way to go forward?
Come again?
Giving the concerned authorities and bodies more teeth so that they can actually go after those who are going against the law, or does that make sense? Do you think that that will address the problem and that will deal with the problem?
Yes, I think so. Otherwise, what is the point? This is making the mockery of the CIC, the verdicts. I mean, they have set up a quasi-judicial process. They go through the exercise. They give a judgment for this, that nobody bothers about it. And the violation is coming from the people who enacted the act itself. And by the way, the other argument that the media houses and NGOs and others exempt, that is not a real good logic. There may be many people exempt. The point is that there is a very specific verdict for political parties. Now, it has to be answered on merit. Whether they are a public authority or not, they should challenge it, they should get a stay, and there is no stay. And funny, interestingly, one reason why it has got delayed is that Supreme Court also had said about itself also that they are not under it. So when Supreme Court itself is dragging its feet about its application on the court, so you can imagine what the fate of this decision will be.
Okay. As far as the political parties are concerned, do we need a cleansing up of the entire system itself, Shekhar Iyer, and what's the best way forward?
No, I think that the law has to be, the law has to be read now, because without a very clear, either the RTI Act itself is very specific, or you get a verdict from the Supreme Court. I don't see political parties anyway willing to subject themselves to, the kind of scrutiny that RTI would allow. Till then, I think we see a situation as is existing now, because as Qureshi Saab was saying, see, even Supreme Court is not very keen to go into its own working. So, and even as it is now, there are many bodies, many departments are seen as not willing to, respond to CIC's direction on providing information. This already there is a litany of complaints as to how many government departments are not at all cooperating.
Right.
So therefore, I think the law has to be, if the law has to be enforced, the law has to become more specific and more clear. Because at this level, you will always find people who are running institutions are somehow taking recourse to something and avoiding disclosure.
You know, RP Singh, the public perception is that political parties are extremely opaque. They do not deal with issues like funding, donations, and other aspects adequately. Aren't political parties inclined to be a lot more transparent so that the faith in the public also goes up?
Well, the steps have been already been taken in that direction by the present Prime Minister. When we said that the no donation should be more than 2,000 rupees, the cash donation should be more than 2,000 rupees, from 20,000 to bringing down to 2,000 rupees. Also, as I earlier mentioned, the bond for the party funding, political party funding, is already being introduced. So we have already tried to work on that process where it should be more transparent and it should be more clear to public. But issues again, I disagree with Qureshi Sahab that who will decide that political parties are a public body, and why are you leaving other organizations?
Who else?
Sir,
Who else?
Sir, Qureshi Sahab, sir, who else mean? Then you should decide. Then the Chief Information Commission should also decide on who all others. Then why only political parties? Then who all others also?
Okay.
And then let be more than 20,000, whatever, 1 lakh,
Singh,
whatever.
One at a time, please. I'll let closing comments now from all my guests.
No.
Don't single out political
Yeah.
parties, is what RP Singh is suggesting. I'm going to start with Dr. Qureshi, beginning with you. Closing comments on the program.
No, I personally feel that the government itself has probably lost interest in RTI Act. They are very increasingly reluctant to part with information, and if that is the case, let them show the guts and just abolish the act, because none of them seems to be sincere about it.
Okay. Mr. Mishra.
Yeah, I think Mr. Singh's argument is not very valid, because it is not the business of the CIC to go around find out which all bodies in India, private bodies, need to be brought under the RTI. It is only when a citizen brings a matter before the CIC that CIC adjudicates. Supreme Court doesn't go around finding out where any right has been violated. It is only when something is brought before it will act. Similarly, in the case of CIC, because somebody brought the case of the political parties, that the CIC decided about the political parties. If tomorrow somebody brings Ramakrishna Mission or for that matter any other some private body or media house which is receiving any grant from the government of any substance, that would be adjudicated by the CIC and CIC would pass a judgment. So that's not a very fair argument. About the need for transparency, you can imagine how absurd it is that there is one political party. I recall during the time we were hearing that case, since its inception it had not, it claimed that it had never received any donation above 20,000 rupees. Because at that time 20,000 rupees was the limit of receiving donation about which you need not make any disclosure.
Right.
So they said that from the beginning of their party, inception of the party had not received a single donation of 20,000 rupees or more, and they were in the government in a huge state of India for several times. So
Okay.
you can imagine how absurd is this kind of a claim.
Sure. RP Singh.
Well, he is feeling shy of taking name. Let me name that party. That's BSP, which has done so. But that's not the issue. It's not taking. It's not between two parties, and because the gentleman from that party is not here. But issue is again that everything is filed with the Election Commission and everything is filed with the Income Tax Department. So let them take a call. Let them decide on it. But as far political parties goes, we have no issue with the transparency on funding part, but we have issues with the decision making part, and that probably need to be more clarified by Chief Election Commission, Chief Information Office also, and probably by courts also, that what can be disclosed and what can't be disclosed. That's the bigger concern.
Sure. Shekhar Iyer, close the show for us with your concluding
Well,
remarks.
I think public opinion will have to be built up more, because without a strong public opinion seeking more transparency in the functioning of every institution, not just the political parties, I think is the only way forward, coupled with a very clear verdict from the highest court of the land.
Okay. All right. With that, then, it's a wrap on this edition of The Big Picture. Thank you to all my guests for joining me on the program and putting things into perspective for us. That's it from me. See you again next time.